Welcome to StarWatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. If this story touched you even a little, if you also felt that mix of nostalgia, excitement, and hope watching Fei Wang and Wang Yibo share the same frame, then you are exactly where you need to be. This is StarWatch Now, and we will continue to bring you thoughtful stories, emotional deep dives, and positive perspectives on the stars you love. Sparkles, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Speech balloon and share your thoughts in the comments. What kind of collaboration between Fei Wang and Wang Yibo would you love to see most? Thank you for spending your time with us today. Stay inspired, stay kind, and see you in the next story on StarWatch Now. When Wang Yibo first stepped into the center, many people did not see a leader. They saw a target. The C position, in the eyes of the public, is supposed to belong to someone loud, effortlessly charismatic, overflowing with jokes and confidence. Instead, they were faced with a young man who spoke little, who often seemed to shrink away from variety show chaos, and who rarely explained himself online. It was easy, almost lazy, to draw a conclusion. He was put there by capital, by traffic, by luck. The phrase, "not worthy of the C position," spread quickly, because it confirmed what some people already wanted to believe. But labels are often written from the outside looking in. Inside the practice rooms, the picture was different. Staff remember a trainee who turned up before call time and stayed after the cameras were off, repeating the same count of 8 until his shoulders ached. Choreographers saw a boy who accepted corrections without sulking, and quietly tried again until the movement settled into his body. There was nothing dramatic about it, nothing that would go viral in a short clip, but it was the kind of persistence that professionals recognize instantly. This is why someone like Zhang Jie paid attention. Having walked his own long road from doubt to recognition, he understood that real value is rarely obvious at first glance. Where the internet saw a silent center and called it empty, he saw a young artist building a core the slow way, rehearsal by rehearsal, failure by failure. The accusation of being not worthy says more about how quickly we judge than about the person being judged. The deeper question is not why he received the center once, but why, despite the noise, he kept turning up and quietly working to deserve it every single day. Long before hashtags and hot searches tried to define who Wang Yibo was, there were quieter moments that never made it to the public eye. Imagine a rehearsal space when the noise is faded. The speakers are off, the mirrors are fogged at the edges. Most of the team have gone home. The room feels almost hollow, yet in one corner a figure is still moving, repeating the same sequence for what seems like the 100th time. No stylist, no spotlight, no camera recording behind-the-scenes content for fans. Just a young man, his t-shirt damp with sweat, counting under his breath and starting again because something in his own standard still whispers, "Not yet." That is the version of Wang Yibo that people like Zhang Jie met long before the internet decided whether to praise or tear him down. For an outsider, it is easy to assume that opportunity falls on certain shoulders by accident. The pretty face, the strong fan base, the timely contract. But someone who has scraped his way up the industry ladder, as Zhang Jie has, develops a different kind of radar. He will notice who drifts towards the door the minute a director calls it a day, and who lingers, asking if they can run the chorus once more. He will notice whose eyes glaze over in script readings, and whose pen is moving, underlining, circling, quietly building a private map of the character. When Zhang Jie later described Wang Yibo as exceptional and talented, it was not a casual compliment thrown out for politeness. It was recognition of that stubborn, unglamorous consistency which only reveals itself when applause is absent. There are stories from staff that echo the same pattern. An assistant recalls him staying back after a long shoot, replaying a dance video frame by frame to catch a small imbalance in his posture. A makeup artist remembers him apologizing not for being tired, but for needing one more try on a scene because he felt he had not given enough. These details are too small to trend, yet they form the fabric of a reputation among colleagues. A young artist who may not talk much, but whose work ethic speaks on his behalf. What Zhang Jie really saw then was not just potential but direction. Many people possess talent. Far fewer are willing to carry it, day after day, through repetition, correction, and doubt. Beyond the bright stage, he saw a person slowly turning raw ability into something reliable, something you can build a career on. And perhaps that is why, when the world was busy debating whether Wang Yibo deserved the center, Zhang Jie had already quietly decided. The journey this boy is on may be long, but he is walking it in the right way. There are people who defend themselves with long speeches, and there are people who choose a different kind of reply. Wang Yibo's answer to being called not worthy did not arrive in the form of a tearful livestream or a carefully scripted interview. It arrived in places where excuses simply do not survive. On the tarmac of a racing circuit, on sets where every line can be replayed and judged, in choices that quietly close the door on easier money for the sake of harder growth. On the racing track, there is no edit, no flattering angle. There is only the weight of the helmet, the vibration of the engine, and the unforgiving honesty of the stopwatch. Every time he lined up on the grid alongside professional drivers, he was stepping into a world where his previous fame meant nothing. If he made a mistake, there was no fandom to erase it. If he improved his lap time, there was no way to fake it. Each race became a sentence in his unspoken argument. Judge me by the precision of my turns, by my courage at high speed, not by the label you once gave me. On film sets, his response took a different shape. He accepted characters that demanded stillness, inner conflict, physical strain. He chose projects where he would be scrutinized next to veteran actors, knowing comparisons might be harsh. He turned down light, comfortable appearances in order to sit with directors who pushed him to strip away habits and start again. In doing so, he gave himself a second chance that was far more difficult than any public apology. The chance to rebuild himself as a serious performer from the inside out. His so-called silent answer was not silence at all. It was a continuous decision to speak through work, scene by scene, race by race, until the noise around him no longer mattered as much as the truth of what he could actually do. For a long time, the word deserving was thrown at Wang Yibo like a challenge. Did he deserve the center, the roles, the endorsements, the attention? Yet, as his path unfolded, the definition of that word began to shift. If deserving simply meant being loud, charming, and endlessly visible, perhaps the early critics were right to hesitate. But a career is more than a highlight reel, and slowly another picture emerged. Here was someone who allowed his work to stretch across disciplines: music, acting, racing, fashion, public service, without using any of them as a mere accessory. Each new field demanded training, humility, and the willingness to begin again as a beginner in full view of the public. At the same time, his character revealed itself not in grand slogans, but in small, steady choices, turning up prepared, treating colleagues with respect, staying when it would have been easier to step back, and lending his name to causes that outlast a trending tag. Around him, a quieter influence began to grow. Young fans picked up new sports, learned new skills, or simply found comfort in watching someone introverted and often misunderstood continue to move forward without turning bitter. In that light, deserving no longer sounded like a prize handed down by opinion, but like a responsibility earned through consistency. The question changed from, is he worthy of the center? To, how many times has he chosen to carry the weight that comes with it? And that, more than any title, is what truly counts. When Zhang Jie spoke up for Wang Yibo, it was easy to treat his words as just another polite compliment between colleagues. But if you look more closely at Zhang Jie's own journey, from an underestimated singer to one of the most recognized voices in the industry, his praise carries a different weight. He knows exactly how it feels to stand on a stage where people have already decided you are not enough. So when he describes Wang Yibo as exceptional and genuinely talented, he is not simply protecting a junior. He is recognizing a familiar kind of fight. In his eyes, the real measure of a person is not how loudly they answer criticism, but how they behave when no one is watching. Whether they keep practicing, keep learning, keep turning up even when it would be easier to step away. For us, as viewers, that is where this story stops being just about one celebrity and starts reflecting something more personal. Most of us will never race on a professional circuit or act beside legendary names, but almost all of us know what it means to be doubted, misread, or placed in a box we did not choose. Watching someone like Wang Yibo move through that with stubborn quietness is a reminder that we are not defined by our harshest label, but by what we do after hearing it. Zhang Jie's real answer, then, is not a sentence but an invitation. Do not rush to judge from the outside, and do not give up on yourself too quickly on the inside. If this story made you think differently about what it means to be deserving, or if you saw a little bit of your own struggle in Wang Yibo's journey, then this is not the end of the conversation. It is only the beginning. White Medium Star, thank you for spending your time with us today on StarWatch Now. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the real stories behind your favorite stars. Stay kind, stay curious, and keep chasing your own light. See you in the next episode.